Matter view. So this is the process and subject matter view. Here is the postcorp. Okay, postcorp is view is the more or less very similar to the managerial view. It's planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, reporting, and budgeting. So it's been primarily responsible for emphasizing on postcorp technique in administration. The subject matter view endorse idea that public administration should emphasize in service for which the government came into existence. In the scope of public administration, the public policy exists at all work of life which deal with humankind, may be directly or indirectly under the government. Thus, the school of thought has broadened the scope of public administration. So, all in one, all public administration has swelled that it began to include almost all the discipline. The boundary of scope of public administration is becoming like public administration is not fit to the considered to the subject with the definite like Dwight Waldo and Fredrickson, the polyglot nature of the restricted to public administration. It is the characteristic of the discipline. Public administration, despite of its polyglot nature, has staple core of the government also. So it is the identity from its staple core, and it may validate, but the core provide the stability also. So here they given some contemporary views, like first is descriptive view, second is normative view, third is assumptive view, and fourth is instrumentive view. So descriptive view is about the hierarchy, scalar chain, and span of control. Normative view is about the what ought to done by the practitioner, and it's like norms and regulations. As a assumptive view is like what the practitioner are doing without assumptive benevolent character, and instrumentive view is about the tools and techniques. Okay, now Waldo came up with a very similar idea of Bailey, and he opined that public administration should include both facts and the values. So he talked about the facts and the values. Wu Bailey. Bailey's talk about the facts and the values, and Ridley believed that the scope of the public administration should include two main dimensions: what all are to studied, and who all are included to study the public administration. He further elaborated who all the concerns the study of public administration, like academia, practitioners, and citizens. Okay, and researchers and scholars. So today the concept of citizenship has become fully operationalized. The citizen lives touch with the aspect of all aspect of the government. So bring awareness to the citizens is very important, and the state of government is present is both private and public arena. This has ultimately swelled the scope of public administration, virtually included everything. Nevertheless, the big state today is rolling back to the minimum, like neoliberalism. Now, what is the nature of the public administration? See, this question also comes nature. So nature may be narrow and broad view we can discuss here, and managerial and integral view, and postcorp. Okay, and public administration as an art, public administration as a science, public administration as a management, public administration as a social science, public administration as a public administration, and private administration also. So these are the natures. So first of all, the discretionary and instrumental view. So what is the instrumental view? Instrumental view is about the tools and techniques. Okay, so descriptive view is about the government as a descriptive form. It is believe in welfare of the people. Discretionist bureaucracy is subjugated to the constitution of India, to people of India, and social ethos, and bureaucracy as a values and secularism and democracy. And instrumental views is like body of the skilled individual controlled by government agency. Bureaucracy is an instrument and is not a autonomous. It is simply a servant to the political executive. So these two views are given. Now public administration as an art and science. So as an art and as in science. See, as in public administration adopt techniques such as planning, organizing, knowledge, principle, and theories. These techniques and tools are taught and learned. The public administration to be art. It's to be art, and also it's to be science. Okay, so as a art, it's qualified to be science is debated and controversial also. From a rigid viewpoint, public administration cannot be considered as a science, because this viewpoint is also referred positive school of thought. According to viewpoint, public administration may be accepted as a science only if it follows certain standards like Ragar steps of science, and public administration failed to qualify as a science from this viewpoint. For the instance, human behavior and public administration cannot be studied in laboratory. The data can't be captured, thus public administration failed to follow the standard of the science. But on the other hand, if we considered like public administration can be still considered as a science, Weber for instance, like Weber for instance, Weber defined public administration as a science, and Weber believed that physical science deals with the objective study of the objective things, but social science is the objective study of the both objects and subjective view. So this was given. Now Karl Popper was debated favor that public administration can be considered as a science. Okay, he said, so it is does not matter whether it is science or art. All discipline are provisional. So knowledge as such is constrained by the limitations, but knowledge keeps changing with time. And if one goes by rigid viewpoint, then science should not change with time, but it does change. This thus it would not be wrong to call public administration as a science. Okay, now public administration as a discipline and profession. See, as a subject considered as a discipline, it has two elements. One is the knowledge, and second is the knowledge being imparted in the institution. So there is no doubt that public administration has a body of knowledge, and it's defined by various as concepts like its theories, its principle, method, tool, technique, robust vocabulary. So public administration does not have exclusive body of knowledge of its own. Rather, it is a bag of borrowing also. Cadden observed that public administration is an underdeveloped discipline and suffer from lack of approach, method, principle. In fact, there are theories in public administration, but there are no general theories. So most of the theories of principle of public administration are byproduct of administration as a private firm, as a vocabulary of public administration are borrowed from other discipline. Thus, there is exclusive body of the knowledge for public administration. In fact, Waldo opined that as a discipline suffer from crisis of identity, and view has been well defended by the theories. So today the era of multidisciplinary approach. Today we are living in the multidisciplinary approach. So this is the enjoy accomplish multiple ideas, multiple discipline, and public administration like any other discipline is sourced from many discipline and is elected in nature but has core government in action. In other words, public administration the crux from other discipline. Therefore, it would not be wrong to say public administration has a corpus of knowledge, and it's imparted in the number of colleges and universities also. Lucknow University was the first one to provide degree in the public administration. Now discipline may be regarded as a profession also. So corpus of knowledge, prolonged training, education, social responsibility, code of conduct, association, one may find out whether public administration has all these elements or not. So, public administration may be considered as a specialized body of knowledge which define the various tools, techniques, methods, principles, theories, and concepts. Thus, public administration is the first condition to have a corpus of knowledge, and public administration can be taken by individual from diverse background. The employment of the generalist administration in the public service almost never contingent to the applicant. So it is, however, there are some countries which are exemptions such as Nigeria, France, and West Germany, and a few positions which are exceptions such as welfare officer. In India, there have been an effort to develop a system for prolonged training and education. A number of committees such as Hota Committee and in head system for prolonged training and education they given. So, public administration is endowed with social responsibility, though there is debate between the discretionist and instrumentalist view. But discretionist responsibility, though there is debate, view is more widely accepted. Public administration of today is devoted to the both code of conduct and mechanism to enforce the code of conduct. So, it is like code of conduct. Okay, so particularly department or ministry may have their own code of conduct, but it is very unfortunate that there is no parent body or association as far as members of administration are concerned. But discipline like law and medical have their parent body also. So Bar Council of India, Medical Council of India also there. Initiative for the making public administration a full-fledged profession. A degree in public administration should be made mandatory for eligibility of the government administration. The syllabus of public administration should be tandem with the practice of the particular country, and a parent body should be established and a code of conduct should be developed. So public administration as a we can discuss now as a political science. Okay, as a political science and as a management science. So there are lots of controversies by identity of public administration. The discipline faced crisis of identity. The major challenge came from mother discipline political science, and it is very similar discipline. And management political science deal with systematic way of understanding, and one major aspect of state is in action or government in action. Thus many scholars propagated that public administration is a specified area, and Frederick Mosher observed that public administration at a best in an area of emphasis or interact with political science. However, the protagonist in public administration conferred political science is age-old discipline, and there are like methods, tool, technique, concepts, and approaches also. So political science is not adequate enough to deal with the action part, but the action part of the state can be and should be dealt only by public administration, and its sovereignty and public administration. So that's why the tools and technique public administration such as planning, organizing, like postcopes are the tools and technique. Okay, and public administration cannot claim its unique identity, but the scholar of public administration responded, it is true that public administration deal with tools, techniques which are borrowed from management science, but the very purpose for the employing these tools and technique are distinctive different. That's why management science employ these tools and technique to bring efficiency in the organization. And in other words, management science is after maximum profit, whereas public administration strive to achieve democratic values, participation, equality, fairness in the society. Now public administration as a social science. As a social science we can say human, to deal with human. Okay, and as a principle of social science, universality and predictability. So universality and predictability is there. Action part is one of the dimension of human society which relate to the human behavior, and the principle of public administration are also limited to universality and predictability also. So therefore public administration is progressive science. Now philosophy of the administration. What is the philosophy? Philosophy of the administration. Philosophy is the public admin has less emphasis. It was in late 1930 the philosophy of public admin emerged, and it's like coming up how like great society role of public administration in the society. Philosophy of public administration is like L.D. White, Bernard, and Donham had come with the philosophy, and mostly philosophy behind the public administration. Significance of public administration in the modern welfare state, and students of public administration and people at large. So welfare, student, and people at large, these three are for the significance. Public administration is criticized to modern welfare state because public administration including Waldo, Denham, and Charles Beard believed that public administration is critical to develop and existence of civilization. The very essence of civilization is depend on the effectiveness of public administration. Administration affect all the elements of society. If any society is disintegrated, then public administration will be responsible. And integration of the nature of society depend on the administration. Like therefore in the modern era, if public administration fail, then it would lead to chaos, civil war, indiscipline. And in short, public administration is very critical in the welfare society. And public administration critical to the student. Okay, what is that? Like public administration is considered to be critical to the students because of two reasons. First, the student are studying public administration for knowledge, and secondly, there are students who are going to deal with the practical aspect also. That's why the practitioner may be from a government or private firm. A number of countries such as Singapore, Britain, New Zealand have adopted a system called the secondment. Okay, these relationships are usually empathetic in nature and may sort of mutual suspicion between the private and government also. Public administration critical to the people at large. See, people at large like citizenship. best explain the public administration critically to people at large. In other today era big state, each citizen is touched by a state in almost all aspects. The citizen can maximize their benefit only when they are aware of their rights, and it is responsibility of the state to make them aware about the rights and claims and duties also. Okay, now public and private administration. Public and private administration. See, similarity and what is the difference. See, debate on the public and private administration is given. A number of scholars believe that public and private administration are similar. Administration is the administration, nothing but public about it. Some of the protagonists of similarity like Božman, Henry Fayol, Gulick, Urvarik, Weber, Mary Parker Follett, Simon, the classical theorist. So the classical theorist was giving the public administration to bring efficiency and economy. And post-corp, they are believe in post-corp. Okay, so public administration is as a post-corp, and this is in both public and private. So these tools are used in both private and public administration to bring efficiency and economy. These nomenclature may be different, but otherwise they are same tools and techniques. So these clearly indicate that administration is generic where public or private. The situational contingency theorists believe in generic administration, but they have established the same through situation. The difference do not lie in being public or private administration. Okay, in modern era, a number of private industry have taken up activities. So now, on the contrary, like if we are talking about the private, like CIL, ONGC, NTPC, so these are the private. Okay, so Hash and Hall conducted a study, and they which included both private and public administration. So see, private administration is not dealing with the government, but public administration is the dealing with the government and dealing with the public policy as an organization. And there is like similarities also and dissimilarities also. So similar study was conducted by Hinning and considered 58 organizations which include both private and public administration. A group of contingency theories like Cooper, Kettle, also hybrid organization, mixed organization, Cooper and Kettle studied on that. The hybrid paradigm was based on two dimensions like ownership and funding. So see, public funding is given by the public and private ownership is given by the private institution. And the group theories believe that if private and public organizations were completely different, then there would not have been any hybrid organization. So they can be as a hybrid organization if they both are working together. Now, this similarity between the public and private organization. See, political character and accountability is the one. See, public administration is dealing with like this is given by Robert Dahl and Lindbaum, Murray and Mose and Appleby and Peter Drucker and Josiah Stampe. So they given the political character and accountability. They are talking about public administration more political in the policy matter, and they are accountable towards the pupil, but private institutions are not accountable and they are not in the political in the nature. Legal framework and procedure. Second one is the legal framework and procedure. So see now, public administration is termed day-to-day operation is strictly bound by the government law, rules and regulations, whereas the private organization is not totally dependent on that. Third is uniformity in the treatment. Okay, so public administration, according to the Josiah Stamp, is subject to the principle of uniformity. It is generally consists in procedure and uniform in dealing with the public, but it's a neutral, impartial, non-discriminatory attitude towards all the people. And private administration, on the other hand, is like open, more transparent, achieving the business goal. Service orientation is like government administration is service oriented, but privates are not. Monopoly is referred to the category of organization in the public organization, but private organization are multidisciplinary. Okay, but sometimes private organization can be monopolize the market, but government is totally legally deal with the goods and services to be provided to the public at large. Scope and activities like extent and diversity of operation, like public administration is more comprehensive and jurisdiction extend to all types of activities. but private organizations are cannot much diverse, and they even not deal with the developmental and non-developmental program at large. Okay, public scrutiny. The action of the public organizations are much more exposed to the public gaze. An achievement rarely gets publicly, but a little fault is flashed. So, this is given like public scrutiny should be there, like and all its failure, partial or total, are made the most. So, like financial control, what is that? It is also like public administration deal with the financial controls. Okay, it's like government is dealing with the finance, and legislature that pass appropriation bill, then executive branch spend money in. So there is dichotomy between the administration and finance. Such complete divorce of public administration does not exist in the private administration. So there are some notable viewpoints are given by Robert Dahl and Charles Lindbaum, Murray, Ben Goes, and Blau, Scott, and Peter Drucker. Robert Dahl and Charles Lindbaum discuss about two major strategy: polyarchy and market economy, to manage the political economic affairs. Also, polyarchy is a political hierarchy which symbolically represent the government. Okay, man being rational choose the best strategy in the market economy to manage his affairs. However, the market economy has certain limitation and can't be applied to all the circumstances and context. So it's deal with the market economy suffer from limitations. What are the limitations? Like public goods and free rider, individual incompetence and externalities and spillover. Under the principle of market economy, on who avail the goods and services has to pay. In fact, there's one to one connections also. Public goods and services are meant for people, including road, street lamp, park, stadium. So these goods and services are paid collectively in form of taxes. So this is the public organization where we pay the taxes. Though the benefits of public goods are less apparent to the individual, the people in general get the collective benefits also in the public administration. Therefore, the individual are not enthusiastic to contribute to the public good, rather to escape from paying. This category of people who escape from paying is referred free rider. Who do not want to pay to the government, they are known as free rider. Semi-coercive and coercive action may be adopted to ensure the free riders pay for the public goods. The state has a monopoly over coercion. The state can act in the premise of law and use of force, but the private has limitation on this account. Like private does not enjoy the authority to use semi-coercion or coercion. Therefore, the private sector can't tackle the free riders. It only the public sector who can capacity to handle the free riders. Okay, the premises of rational choice in market economy may not be applicable in certain cases. Like the individual in many cases suffer from the own incompetency also, like adulteration in the food, drinks, that cannot be checked by the private organization, and the private sector can't manage the problem of individual incompetence also, and delivering the prescribed standards also. Externality and spillover are activities or byproduct of organizations also. Like private organization can pollute the environment, the industrial discharge is there, and how to deal with all them, that is the only public administration who can clearly deal with the market economy. In market economy there's lots of limitations. Like Murray observed that both the private and public organization today provide similar public values. The roads, education, health can be like provided by both private and public sector. However, the main difference lies in fact private sector provide the public values a cost more than cost of production, whereas the public sector provide with less cost and equal to the cost of production. Okay, so cost effective and more effective is the public administration rather than private organization. Budgeman proposed a concept of public and value failure. Like Budgeman said, like concept of market failure. He argued that market failure concept have tended to concentrate on market efficiency and utilitarianism, which public value failure concentrate on failure of public and private sector fulfill the core of public values. Bain and Goes distinguish between the public and private organization as a publicness, as a privateness. Bain and Goes told about like this can be public. Bain and Goes, they talked about it can be public or it can be private. So the organization gratifying single or group pupil interest will be regards the private, whereas the organization gratifying the interest of pupil at large will be regarded as public. Every organization has certain resources, facility, and the nature of assess these resources and facility define the publicness and privateness. If the access is given to single or the group of individual, then it is regarded as private, and if the access is provided to people at large, then it will be known as public. If the organization owned by the single or group individual, it may be private organization. But if the organization is by the large of the people and community, it will be public. Blau and Scoot provided two types of organization. The first category is the Commonweal organization, which provide the service and the welfare, and the type of organization belong to public. Second category is business organization, which is profit oriented. It belong to the private. Similarly, Peter Drucker came out with the two types of organization: service oriented organization and profit oriented organization. So summing up, debate for public and private organization still continue. There is no satisfactory explanation, but still, see, I'm discussing about the public administration. Public administration is depends on the principle of uniformity, external financial control, public accountability, legislative control, general welfare, operates under political direction and ministerial responsibility, less efficient than private administration. And private administration discretionary, freely practice internal financial control, no public accountability, board and executive control, profit is the end, no such direction and responsibility, and comparatively more efficient. Okay, so this